Warning, this podcast contains spoilers. Hello everyone, and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast for Thor Ragnarok. I'm your host, Cleo, and with me I have Jake.
Hi.
The Valkyrie Jake.
And the whatever that is.
And then I have Gladiator? I guess Thor's thing. Someone who's a gladiator. These pop finals are so cute. I can't stand it.
I need to get some Thor ones. I have Peggy over there, and she was really the only one I wanted, but I didn't want her to be alone, so I gave her Steve over there, which is unfortunate because she didn't have that in the movie, but that's fine. But we're talking about this one.
Yes, we are. Thor Ragnarok. We have taken so long to talk about this, and I don't care.
Yeah, so people are gonna be like, "Oh, why are you talking about it now? You're so late." Because fuck you. That's why.
No, I you know what? Even if we did a Thor Ragnarok podcast on time, I would still do another one just to talk about it again.
Yeah, we can do that. Because it's our show, not yours.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay, so when the movie was announced. What did you think? Did you have any preconceived thoughts from watching the first two? Were you excited? Were you carefully, very cautiously optimistic?
The first two Thor movies don't rank high on my Marvel favorites list.
I don't think they do for anybody.
And I mean, Thor was always a character I liked. Loki was a character I always liked, but I didn't love them. Not like I do now after this movie.
I mean, I've always loved Loki because, we always say this, that Marvel has a problem with villains. So I love Loki because, I mean, he was fun. Yeah. And he wasn't necessarily evil. I don't think Loki's evil. I think he was just always very, mischievous. I think that's just in his nature.
And he reacted badly to a trauma in his past and found out his family was lying to him and didn't take it very well.
And they wasn't his family. But here's the thing, they are his family. He's
exactly.
Just you just make a lot of mistakes in regards to your family. But I always loved Loki for that reason, just because he was fun and he felt like he was having fun. The actor, Tom Wilson, felt like he was also having fun. Yes. So it's all fun. It's all fun. Fun. Thor, I really didn't care about. As a character, I didn't read a lot of comics growing up. I read them more now, but the comics that I did read growing up, Thor was not one of them. But so I wasn't really familiar with Thor. I knew of him based on other things that I've read, but I didn't really read any Thor comics. And then again, I haven't read any Captain America comics, and Captain America has since become my new favorite superhero. And that's all because of. And that has been because of the MCU. But Thor in the MCU didn't do that for me. I wasn't excited, to see Thor. Mm-hmm. But I got excited for this movie because of who was directing it. Now, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I'm not even going to try. But I love this director. He directed one of my favorite movies, What We Do in the Shadows, which is awesome. If you haven't seen What We Do in the Shadows, it is awesome. Okay, it is an awesome... hilarious, and he stars in the movie as well. It's about this fraternity, I guess. I don't want to say fraternity, but this group of vampires who live in a house in Australia, and just it's like a mockumentary style of just going through these vampires' lives and what is life like? What is the vampire scene in Australia? What's it like? And they interact with all these different monsters, and they have a rival gang of werewolves, It's awesome. It's hilarious and it's awesome. Mm-hmm. But this director, he knows how to do camp really, really well. And I think that's what Thor needs. Yeah. Because Thor, just by looking at him in his comic book, version, he looks fucking stupid. Let's be honest, he looks stupid.
And I think what Thor the Dark World suffered from the most, and I mean, okay, it was a big looming threat and all that shit, it was just too dark for its own good.
It was, and that's okay. I think because what I think they were trying to do with that movie, they've done better in this movie, where like there is a threat that, you know, as a whole, I mean, it's contained in the story, but like the stakes are really meaningful and they mean something to like the greater MCU. And
Yes.
but it's not fucking boring. That's the problem. Like that's the problem I have with Thor: The Dark World. It's boring.
Yeah.
And so I think, you know, people always like say like, you know, like, oh, Marvel's so formulaic, so formulaic. They have all these like jokes that like cut in with like, you know, like the more dramatic moments. Like here's the thing. Life is about all that shit. Like when like in dire circumstances, funny things happen sometimes. And like in funny circumstances, you know, dire things happen. That's just how life works. And so I think what I like about the MCU is that it's able to like capture life, like capture life in like the most like wholehearted, like awesome, beautiful way. But none of this stuff is actually happening.
Yeah. And I think that's been a problem with Thor in the past because I mean, it less so in the first one because he kind of had the hammer taken away from him and all that stuff, but he's always been like too powerful.
Yeah.
And in this one, they do that again, like in the first one, where they take the hammer away from him, and not only do they take the hammer away from him, but he ends up on a planet where they enslave him.
Yeah. Can we start at the beginning though?
Let's.
Like the very beginning. So
Spinning.
Wait, I have to come back around.
Wait, hold on. It's like, I was just like, Thor, you can continue to speak to him even though you're not facing him. It's like, what are you doing?
Let's see. I don't remember the name of this guy. Flamey Head. Power Ranger. Yeah, Power Ranger villain guy.
No, wait. Surtur.
Whoever that is. I'm sure he has like a greater like purpose in like the comic verse, which
he's got a greater purpose in mythology as well.
Well, yeah, obviously, which is like that's Thor. It's very weird in Norse mythology.
Which I'm really disappointed. We have another Thor movie and there are no dwarves. So disappointed.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
Yeah, but we have this the opening scene. It's like, you know, big, important, fiery devil guy, and Thor's just like having fun, and he's talking to a dead guy in his cage. So he explains that, you know, this giant thing that's a part of my head, which is my helmet. If you throw it into like whatever eternal flame, then Ragnarok starts, which is the end of the world, or the end of Asgard.
Yes.
And also the world. They did. I don't know if they made that clear. If it was like just Asgard or the entire world.
Yeah, I don't remember if they made that clear.
No, I think it was the entire world, but they contained it to Asgard at the end of the movie, which we will get to later. But Thor does his thing. He stops big flamey horn head guy with Mjolnir just hanging out. Mjolnir is just hanging out until like he's called upon. Awesome fight scene with like giant dragon beasts fire thing chained to the wall.
Yeah.
But then all is good. Like he's fine. He chops off the dude's head and like brings it
victorious,
back.
Yeah.
And then, you know, well, he has to get back to Asgard. Heimdall isn't there.
No. I was very worried.
Yeah.
I mean, we knew Heimdall was part of the movie because he was in the trailers and stuff, but
he wasn't there, which I don't know.
I was like, who is this fool? Who is this Eomer fool?
I don't know, but he's kind of hilarious.
Oh my god, he's so funny.
He's like
such a prick.
Showing earthly treasures to like, you know, Asgardian women. He's like, this is my stuff.
Oh my god, he named his guns. I forgot, what did he name his guns?
I remember.
I completely forgot.
I don't know, but I just remember the shake weight.
Oh my god, I forgot about the shake weight. Oh God, he's so dumb. What was his name? I can't even
I
remember
don't,
his name.
I don't even remember. See, this is what happens when we do things too late. We just like we just forget. But it's fine. I'm just I've seen this actor like in other things, and I did, but I don't remember his name. Shit.
That's Oh my God, I met him. How is his name escaping me? He's Éomer in Lord of the Rings.
Oh, he is.
He's in the shitty Doom movie. Oh my God, I'm so upset with myself. Give me a moment. I'm gonna slug it. Carl Urban. There we go.
There we go.
Scourge. His name is
Scourge.
Scourge.
Scourge. Okay.
Don't cut yourself on your own edge with that name, dude. But yeah, he was in charge of guarding the Bifrost, and when Thor rolls up, Loki's like, "You had one job. I gave you one job."
Oh, so Loki. So we remember from the last movie, Loki is posing as Odin.
Yes.
Odin is somewhere on Earth.
He put him in an old folks' home. What a douche.
Yeah. So Thor's obviously upset. He's like, "Bring Dad back," and then they go back to Earth. They're like, "I left him right here. Building is just destroyed." He's like, "Wait, did you mean you left him on the sidewalk, or you left him inside the very building that's being destroyed?" I was hoping that I wasn't too excited about like them going to Earth, because that's like one of the problems I had with the first Thor movies, that we spent too much time on Earth, and I love Asgard, and I love the mythology of Asgard, and I love all this shit, this like cool, awesome, mystical shit, and which we got more of this movie. But coming to Earth was like more awesome than I could possibly imagine, because we got a visit from a certain somebody,
Dr. Stephen Strange.
Dr. Strange, who I don't even really, I'm going to be honest, I didn't really enjoy the movie that much. Not to say I didn't like it, but I just didn't enjoy it as I was going to.
I loved Doctor Strange. I love the like sorcery and the magical shit. It's my favorite thing.
Yeah. I loved it. I found myself loving this little segment more than I love the actual movie.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I was confused at why like Thor was just jumping around and things were very abrupt. And then I realized it's we're seeing it from Thor's perspective. Like the entire Doctor Strange movie, we're seeing the magic from Strange's perspective, which he is accustomed to all the fourth dimension wall breaky shit. And Thor is not, so he is visibly jarred by all of this jumping around and magic bullshit.
And then, they just have Loki going through what I'm going to call the fly of despair.
Oh my God. I've been falling for 30 minutes!
So I've been trying to look for like little Easter eggs. I can't find any, probably just because they have sharp eyes, and I just can't, spot out that shit. But I'm sure there are some in there. And then you just have Thor just fucking up everything, all like the mystical artifacts. He's like, "Oh, this is pretty." Oh, sorry, I broke it.
Yeah, he keeps touching shit.
But Doctor Strange just said, he's like, "Why have you brought your brother here? He's like terrible."
What's his face? He named his guns Des and Troy. The guns were Destroy.
That's terrible.
It's so bad.
Okay.
Anyway,
but Stephen Strange loves seeing him in this role anyway, and he's gonna hopefully have a greater part in Infinity War. Hopefully, all these characters are. But they can't find Odin, so Doctor Strange helps them, just sending them to wherever Odin is. And I have no idea where he sent them to. I have no idea where this place is. It looks like the island
of Wales or Ireland or something. A very British place.
Maybe. It looks like the island that the Power Rangers went to in the first Power Rangers movie.
My God. You know what? If it is, I'm on board. Yeah, actually, Red Bandit said that about the guns, and he also says that. Oh, we forgot to mention the play. Which
the play.
I fucking died because not only was Matt Damon playing Loki, but Liam Hemsworth was playing Thor, and the fake Odin was Sam Neill. I died.
Here's the thing. So Liam Hemsworth and Chris Hemsworth, they're not twins, but they look so much alike. So when I saw him playing an actor playing Thor, I'm like, wait a minute.
Some meta ass shit right there.
No, I'm like, but wait, Chris Hemsworth is over there. It's over.
Oh my goodness.
No. Yeah, but Odin. They find Odin. Yay. At the planet where the Power Rangers are, and like there the Power Rangers are somewhere fighting like giant ass purple chickens. I think this director he's from New Zealand.
Yeah.
And that's where the Power Rangers movie was filmed.
Was it?
And as well as where the show was filmed, which is odd because
did they film this I thought they filmed this in Australia. Did they do it in New Zealand?
I don't know.
Keep knocking Loki over. I'm sorry, Loki.
I know, but I'm pretty sure this director is from New Zealand.
Yeah.
So I think this is New Zealand, and as well as because like I've seen enough like scenes in Power Rangers to like know like what locations in New Zealand look like, which is odd because it's ironic because that New Zealand, the country, actually bans the airing of Power Rangers. Isn't that funny? Yeah, but Odin, he's there, hanging out with the Power Rangers sometimes, but he's alone right now, just staring at the ocean. He's being all cryptic and shit, and I don't like it.
Well, we learn over, the course of Hela showing us all the history and shit, that he was a conqueror. He killed, like, a lot of people. Like planets of people. To make Asgard what it is, and he kind of wanted to just gloss over that because he felt so guilty about it.
He did. Now, this was the, when he wasn't, like, looking at his sons and like just sort of like talking in riddles, I'm like, oh, he's gonna die. You're dying.
Yeah, and I mean, he knew. He felt it.
Yeah.
And he knew that meant that Hela was gonna show up.
You couldn't have said this like.
Couldn't have given any warning to anyone at all at any time.
And like, if you wanted to like, I don't know. I don't remember if they explained this. Maybe it's just like, maybe I put it in the back of my mind. Mm-hmm. Was there like some kind of like magical contract that says when Odin dies, Hela would be freed from whatever dimension they sent her to?
No, he made it sound like the dimension he trapped her in, the only thing keeping her there was him.
Okay.
Like, his power was the only thing keeping her there. And when he died, his power went away. So she was no longer bound to wherever he had sent her.
Right. Which brings us to Hela.
Yes.
Thor has a sister.
Yes. Loki. Thor and Loki. They have a sister.
Thor and Loki have a sister. So that's Odin's firstborn, Hela.
Yeah.
Goddess of death. Now, I've been talking to a few people out there, and I really want to talk to you about this, that Thanos, in the comics, his whole thing for, like, getting all the Infinity Stones and, like, putting them in the Infinity Gauntlet, his whole goal of killing everybody is basically because he has a crush on Death.
Yeah, he wants to impress Death.
Death, who is a person.
Yes.
In the comic universe, it's a person, it's a lady, a very nice lady. So he wants to kill everybody so he can impress her. Mm-hmm. But she's in love with Deadpool, which is ironic because he can't die.
So funny.
Yeah. So I had the theory that maybe Hela is the MCU version of Death. Because I don't know if like Thanos' motivation in the movie is going to be the same as the comic. If it is, then like we need the character of Death. We haven't seen her yet.
Yeah.
And if they're not going to like make her like the actual embodiment of Death, then like it would make more sense in like this universe if she was the goddess of Death.
Yeah. Um, I get that. I see where you're coming from. But I don't see her as the thing that would drive Thanos to do all this.
Well, we don't
Especially
know.
since she's been imprisoned for so long. I don't know if
Maybe, it was like one of those flings that they had while they were,
way back, yeah, way
playing.
back when in the day. I mean, maybe. I kind of hope they change Thanos' story a little bit, just because I don't know. It always felt a little weird to me, like he you know, murdering all of these people to impress a lady.
Well, I think that's what I liked about him is because like he's this big hulking dude who's like I'm gonna kill everybody, but like there was a legit reason behind it, but it's like a stupid like schoolboy reason. I
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Maybe that won't like bode well with like a general audience. So because like if that's not the motivation, then like what is like what's
Yeah.
like to me it makes sense. Like oh, I'm gonna kill all these people because like the one I want to marry is death.
If I give her enough souls, she'll love me.
Yeah,
Right?
like
That's
like
how
like
that
flowers.
works.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
Hella's back.
Yeah, and she just rolls up with just like all of this rhetoric and stuff and
And
breaks
she's
Thor's hammer. Huh?
she's terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, because she immediately out the gate breaks Thor's hammer. Thor's just like, uh.
My hammer.
Yeah, because that's supposed to be something that no one can pick up, let alone stop mid flight and crush.
Yeah.
I mean, considering she's probably as strong as Odin and Odin made the hammer, I guess it makes sense.
Mm, yeah, but Mjolnir is broken.
Yep.
Thor doesn't have his powers anymore. Hela goes and well, actually, they go to Asgard.
They try to go to Asgard.
They try to, and then like they're in the magical whooshy whoosh rainbow whooshy whoosh
Yeah.
thingy, and then like it looks like the tunnel from Doctor Who, and Hela's like right behind them, just like I don't know how are they doing that? Is she like flying through that thing, and she prevents them from going. She like literally like throws them across the galaxy.
Yeah. Well, mid warp, you just you fall where you may, and they end up falling 2 weeks apart. And I think that's because of the weird way that time works in this place. The frick is the name of the place? The Sakaar.
Mm-hmm.
I keep getting that the name mixed up with something else. There was something else that had a very similar name, and I kept messing the names up. But yeah, they end up on Sakaar.
Yeah.
Sounds like you had a pretty close, intimate relationship with that hammer. Almost like losing a close family member.
What's that guy's name?
Oh my god. Korg is fantastic, and
Voiced by the director.
yes, yes. And I want him and Luis from Ant-Man to get together.
Have a conversation.
Have a conversation. That's all I want. We're going to start a revolution. Want to come?
Oh, so well, we should talk about like how we met.
Yes. Yes.
Thor. So Thor just lands in a heap of trash. He's probably gonna get raped by these pirate dudes.
I thought they were gonna eat him. Honestly, it's like
one
I
of
thought
the
they
two.
were like cannibals.
I don't think the two are mutually exclusive.
All right, good point.
And then a ship with this awesome lady who's like, no, he's mine, and then she falls off the bridge because she's drunk.
So drunk. She's so drunk. She's like the alien Jessica Jones. Just she does her job and she drinks, and that's all she does.
I don't know why, but I feel like Jessica would like. I don't think Jessica is like physically as strong as maybe an Asgardian is. She's not, but I feel like Jessica can still kick her ass. I don't know why. I like this character and I think she's a strong female character. I just feel like Jessica is an even better strong female character. I just want to see Jessica like beat up shit.
Yeah. Don't worry.
But
Season 2's coming.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is coming. This character, she doesn't have a name for a while.
She doesn't have a name for like the entire thing. They just call her Valkyrie.
Well, her name isn't even Valkyrie. They just call her a Valkyrie.
Yeah.
She was a part of the Valkyrie, or an army of like awesome Pegasus riding women.
Badass women, yeah.
Yeah. And Valkyrie is the name of a Marvel hero, part of the Valkyrie.
And I mean, they said she's based on Brunhild from Norse mythology. So like people, especially on like fan sites and shit, I'm a like slave to Pinterest, so everyone kind of calls her Brunhild.
I've just been calling her Valkyrie.
Yeah, exactly. Valkyrie is what, you know, not crazy people call her. But there are people who are so like entrenched in the Marvel fandom that I feel like we make stuff up and it becomes our own canon.
Yeah, sometimes it does. Yeah, sometimes, but like, you know, they don't call her Valkyrie. They just called her you're a Valkyrie.
Yeah.
You're Valkyrie. I'm like, okay, well, they didn't give her a name, so I'm just calling her Valkyrie because Valkyrie is an actual person. I'm like, so maybe that's who she is. And I'm going to assume like this is their version of Valkyrie. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you end up on the scrap planet with the Grand Master taking the Grand Master, played by Jeff Goldblum.
The Grand Master, who is just Jeff Goldblum, and can I just say, what I expected from the role is what I got and more. I expected it to just be space Jeff Goldblum, and we got that, and I'm happy.
Yeah, so she takes him to the Grand Master, and so they put Thor on this chair. It's like the chair from, it's like those chairs from WALL-E, and then they go through the Willy Wonka tunnel, and it's creepy.
Yeah, that was really weird.
And it was playing the Willy Wonka music, and like I'm like, this sounds familiar. This is really nice. I'm like, holy shit, it's the Willy Wonka music. The Grandmaster on his little Disney ride is explaining over voiceover. He's like, this is a place where people who are not wanted come, and they're wanted here. Now, this scene, and as well as other scenes that we get into, I think this whole movie, the theme, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, if you think I'm wrong, I think the whole theme is home.
Yeah.
Where we have all these people on this planet who I don't think this planet was meant to be lived on. And the Grand Master somehow found his way here. I'm assuming he's the first person to ever live on this planet. And probably because he was cast out of his home. And for his own sick enjoyment, just started collecting people.
We don't call them slaves. Oh God, what was it?
It was
guests or something. I don't remember.
I forgot what they called it. It was like servants with jobs or something.
Yes, servants with jobs. Oh my God. And like
no, they're guests with permanent jobs. I think that's what it was.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So we have this whole planet is founded upon the idea of if you're not wanted anywhere else, then you're wanted here, and this is your home. But it's not. Nobody feels at home here, because we learn especially at the end. And it's the whole thing at the whole moral at the end of the story is that your home is not a place.
Yeah.
Your home is where your heart is. And Thor doesn't feel at home here. Nobody feels at home here because there's no people here.
Except for, in a weird way, Hulk.
Yeah, I think, but ultimately, I think Hulk, like the
Yeah.
big monster green guy, he feels at home here because there are people who love him here.
Yeah.
But Bruce,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
but Bruce Banner, and even in the back of Hulk's mind, where Bruce Banner still is, he really doesn't feel at home here. And Bruce is like, ultimately, because sometimes Hulk is definitely like more prevalent in like the actual body, but like Bruce, the person, is ultimately the one who's like the dominant personality. Even when it's Hulk, Bruce is still in there. And ultimately, if Bruce doesn't feel at home, then the Hulk doesn't ultimately feel at home here. And we see that when, by the way, the Hulk is in this movie.
Yeah.
Everyone keeps talking about, so on this planet, they have like these gladiator fights, and everyone keeps talking about like the champion who's like never been, beaten before.
Yeah.
Like he kills everyone who like goes into the arena and everyone loves him.
And it's super upsetting. And I mean, okay, you'd have to know that Mark Ruffalo was going to be in this film because, obviously credited. But they put Hulk in the trailer.
And I wish they didn't do that. But I think they had to
because
do
it
that.
kind of
Like,
split
either
buried the
movie,
lead.
yeah, I mean, I guess just because like the past Thor movies haven't been like, critically or even like not they weren't flops, but like they weren't that well received. And I think in order, it's the whole marketing thing for people to come and see this damn movie. It's like, oh look, the Hulk's in it. So I think that's why they had to do it. But I wish we were at a point where we didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
Because like as soon as like because they never mention his name, but they say, oh, the champion. I'm like, oh, it's the Hulk.
Yeah.
But they put Thor through like initiation or whatever, and like they had to get him all nice and pretty for the event. They cut his hair.
Oh my
Stan
God.
Lee cuts his hair.
I was as upset as Thor was when his hair was getting cut. Although I do like the shortcut. It looks good.
I do. And it's more practical. But Stan Lee cuts his hair.
Watcher Stanley cuts his hair.
Yeah. And then they go into the arena, and Thor's like, "Hey, I know that guy. He's from work."
He gets so excited, and Loki just shitting his pants like, "Oh no, not again! No, I have to get out of here. I can't be on this planet anymore."
We find Loki as well. Loki got himself in with the elite of this.
Yeah, he like schmoozed his way in.
Everyone loves him here.
Of course he did.
But yeah, Hulk. It's all Hulk at this point. He's just like tossing Thor around, and Thor does something I didn't know he could do. But if I read on this, and apparently this is a thing that happens. Like he goes like full on berserker mode when he's like beaten within an inch of his life.
He becomes a Super Saiyan.
Yeah, that's what happened. He still didn't win the fight.
No. Well, there wasn't a winner. The Grandmaster like calls it early, like shuts it down.
Mm-hmm. And now they're bunking together. And Thor's all upset. He's like, "Hey, you're not my friend."
He tries to do the sun's getting real low. Hey, big guy.
It's not working.
For like a split second, I thought it was gonna work, and then
I knew it wasn't
Hulk
gonna work.
just punches him.
But Thor has a plan. There's a Quinjet on the planet. It's the Quinjet that
Hulk got
Hulk.
there.
Yeah, how he got there, and like so like this is what happened to him after Age of Ultron. So they plan to get there, and he gets to the Quinjet, and Hulk's all angry, like destroying the Quinjet because like he has to fuck everything up. And then the little message from Natasha's on there.
Yeah.
It was really sad.
Yeah.
Why can't anyone be happy in this goddamn universe?
No, they're not. No one's allowed to be happy.
All the couples are like not
torn apart.
They're non-existent.
Dead or just no one's allowed to be happy.
No one. But he reverts back to Bruce.
And I mean, Bruce doesn't remember a single thing. He thinks they're still fighting in Sokovia. And Thor's gotta, like, explain.
No, you're on another planet.
Yeah.
And it's been, like, 3 years.
2 years, yeah. Oh, no, 3 years, you're right.
Yeah, it's been, like, 3 years.
It's been, like, 3 years. Shit,
But don't freak out.
Don't freak out. It's fine.
Where are my clothes?
I mean, I just want... Hulk and Bruce Banner just have them like mind meld, just like talk it out, have an agreement, just like come to terms. You guys share a body. You got to do this.
He explains that like I don't remember the exact wording, but he says like if I turn into the Hulk like one more time, I might not be able to go back.
And I don't know what was he basing that theory on.
I'm not exactly sure because it didn't happen.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess it's like I don't know. Maybe it's a stress thing. Maybe it's gas. Maybe that's just it.
Yeah, he had 3 years worth of built up gas, and that's why he was the Hulk for 3 years.
Or maybe he's just horny. Maybe he's just horny as hell. And like.
Hey man, I don't know.
He's like, maybe I shouldn't like just. He's like, okay, like I just need to calm down, and I must not think about. I cannot think about the green guy right now. Like, it just erase him from my mind. I don't want to see him. I don't want to think about him. I don't want to hear anything about him. Go into the crowd, like they're like, oh, Hulk! This is giant like.
That was hilarious.
It's like Hulk Day or something. Like every single person on that damn planet has like a Hulk paper mache head.
They're painted all green. They're running around. Yeah. And I mean, I think it's really just Banner's fear.
Yeah.
That was probably his reason for thinking he wouldn't be able to control it. Or turn back, but they gotta come to an agreement, man. They gotta acknowledge each other. That's the next step. And I love the Hulk's relationship with Valkyrie.
I do. It's like like siblings.
They're like buddies, yeah. I love when he's Bruce. And he's like, I feel like I know you. And she's like, me too, how weird. Oh, man.
I love their relationship. I really do. Nothing romantic in any way possible.
Exactly, yeah.
I don't like it, even if it was.
Speaking of which, it has been stated by the actress that Valkyrie is bisexual.
Oh, yeah.
They tried to get a scene of, like, her with a lady in the movie, but it ultimately got cut. They, like, her and the director tried real hard to get that in. And ultimately they didn't. So it's a little disappointing.
So whose idea was that?
She's bi in the comics.
No. Whose idea was that to like cut that shit?
Oh, like executive producers, like people who don't fucking matter.
Executive producers. No, that bothers me. I don't like it.
Yeah. No, I know. Me too.
I'm gonna write a letter. No, I'm gonna do that. No, I'm gonna be a white woman for a second. I'd like to speak to a manager.
An old white lady. Why did you take off my 50-cent coupon?
Because like if we
speak to your manager.
Because like I'm all for like in like phase like 17 of whatever of like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I'm all for having Hulkling and Wiccan in a movie. If you're gonna do Young Avengers, you need to have those two.
Yeah.
And no, it's just stupid. It's just stupid. Like if you want to be a progressive and we want to like make this, if you want to make LGBT characters a normal thing, then you got to treat them like a normal thing.
Yeah.
So,
and
like,
they clearly had no problem pairing, you know, Valkyrie up with Thor, because there's a little sexual tension. But no, having a woman walk out of her room was too much. And unfortunately, we're in a position where we've got the actors in the right mindset, we've got the directors in the right mindset, but sometimes you just can't get the suits in line.
Well, you know, fuck your suits.
I know.
And fuck your whatever charts are saying, you know, whatever fake ass charts that, you know, you're looking. No, like, yeah. I mean, I've heard this argument before, and like it's fucking stupid. Like, well, the reason why we don't do that is because like it promotes promotes gay sex towards young people. Like, it doesn't fucking promote gay sex until like it doesn't promote fucking gay sex until Hulkling and Wicking are like bareback fucking on a couch somewhere. That doesn't happen, then you're okay.
I don't think that's gonna happen, even if Hulkling and Wiccan are in the MCU. Yeah, it honestly comes down to, and I'm sure their argument is, well, she's in the movie, she's bi. It's like, well, visibility, like, let's see that shit. Prove to me you're not, you know, you're up with it.
Yeah. Whatever. Woke. Whatever. Maybe in a future.
Maybe in the future. I would. Yeah, Valkyrie is such a badass character. She has to be around forever because I love her, and she needs to be in more things.
Yeah.
Her and Jessica Jones.
Need
to meet up, like, seriously.
They need to meet up and like go for a drink and like play skee ball or something.
They need to super sass each other. Like, she'd be like, "What the fuck's with your cape? It's dumb." And, you know, Valkyrie says something sassy back.
Your scarf is dumb.
Yeah. You look stupid. It's your scarf.
Jessica Jones is supposed to be Infinity War, they said so. So I'm looking forward to that.
Good.
Okay, so let's go away from our heroes for a little bit. Let's talk about Hela, because I need to talk about Hela.
Yes. Okay.
Who might be my favorite.
We come to like my biggest problem with this movie. The Warriors 3 are just like instantly killed.
They're all dead. All of them.
They're all dead. And that upsets me more than you know.
I'm not the biggest fan of them, but when we haven't seen them in a while, and you bring them into this movie specifically to kill them, that bothers me.
Yeah.
Now, I love Hela. She's probably my favorite Marvel villain in the movies, anyway. Other than Loki, of course, but I really love her. Like, she's menacing and she's terrifying and she's badass and she gives no fucks. But did you have to do that?
Yeah, I know it.
And she coerces earthly treasure gun guy.
Scourge. His name is Scourge. It's almost as dumb as his guns.
She says that, well, when Odin and I were conquering the 9 realms, he had an executioner, and I was his executioner. So would you like to be my executioner? How many times could I say executioner in the same sentence? He doesn't want to die, so it's like, yeah, sure, I'll be yours.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I love how she's in front of like the entirety of Asgard, and she's like, you know, we've become basically saying y'all become a bunch of pussies, and like we need to like bring Asgard back to its former glory. I am Hela, goddess of death, firstborn of Odin, and I'm here to take back my crown. And one guy's like, who the hell are you?
Yeah.
Like, she's like, I just explained 5 minutes ago. Did you not hear what I just said?
And at least from like the Warriors 3 that we got in this movie, at least Hogun got some more screen time, because in the other movies he really didn't have as much as the others. But Fandral and Volstagg just got immediately murdered, and like they didn't even have lines. I don't even think they had lines. She just shows up and kills them, and I was like, what the? least Hogun got to fight, like put up a fight and shit. It just pissed me off. And Lady Sif was nowhere to be seen. The only acceptable answer I will have to this is if she shows up in Infinity Wars and she was just on a mission trying to find the Aether. That's the only acceptable response to that.
Or she's trapped in that time loop back in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, God.
Because she ain't dead. Because she ain't dead.
No,
She's still in this universe.
No, she's not.
Last time we saw her was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, it was.
So she's somewhere. She's somewhere. So we go back to so Hela, she needs to resurrect her dead army, and this adorable giant ass wolf pet
Yeah.
that it's on the back of, which is it's a cool image. I love that. It's been sleeping under Asgard. Oh, and she breaks
the freaking tomb. The tombs that these dead warriors have been sleeping in is directly under like the trophy room that has the gauntlet and the tesseract and the.
But those aren't, which she explains. Those aren't. None of these are real.
Well, the glove's not real. We know Thanos has that already.
Yeah, but she breaks the mosaic on top. You know, the dome ceiling up there. She breaks it only to find out, like, oh, the original one shows all the horrible shit.
Yeah.
They've done.
My dad just tried to paint over this. He should be proud of all the murder we did.
That's fine.
I feel like that's a comparison to not just America, but like any imperialist country, any country that kind of took over other countries.
Like Rome.
Yeah. And
they took the shit from other people because they didn't have a culture of their own. Like the thing about the Romans is they didn't really have a culture, so they took culture from other places. And by took culture, I mean they literally took the culture.
Yeah.
They stole all their shit and killed everybody.
Yeah. And then, you know, our modern societies, a lot of those kinds of countries try to cover that up, like with America and Native Americans, you know. So, interesting if you think about it.
Mm-hmm. So Hela, she resurrects the army of the dead, and she's gonna conquer all of the 9 realms. But then our heroes come back. I think one of my favorite scenes is Thor, and you know what scene I'm going to talk about. Thor and Loki. Mm-hmm. They're in the elevator.
Yes.
And they have a nice little moment, you know, brotherly love or whatever. Talking about how much they love each other. That's basically what they're saying. They're not saying that exactly. What they're saying, oh, I love you, and I love you too. Mm-hmm. And they need a plan. What's the plan?
Get help.
Get help.
We can do get help. I don't want to do get help.
Help.
There are so many cartoonists that have just drawn them doing get help to Thanos. And it's my favorite thing. Because it's just like Loki going, no, 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 no. And Thor just throws him at Thanos.
So, in the Infinity War trailer, we see Loki with the Tesseract.
Okay, all right. I never expected to have Loki feels, but I have them, and I'm scared that he's gonna die.
I'm scared too.
I'm very scared.
I'm scared that he might turn over to Thanos' side. And it's going to be this whole thing of, like, betrayal, and Thor's going to be like, why the fuck are you doing that? He's like, well, maybe if you didn't toss me around like a monkey, I would have helped you.
I think, and I'm not alone in thinking this, that Thanos shows up because at the end of this movie, his ship just sort of like warps in, and it's like, oh fuck. So I'm afraid that Thanos is going to roll up on the ship and threaten to kill Thor, threaten to kill every Asgardian,
but maybe it's not
Loki.
Thanos' ship.
Loki gives up the Tesseract to save them.
But maybe it's not Thanos' ship. Maybe it's
not.
Maybe it's.
I think I said that too. I was like, maybe it's not Thanos' ship. And someone looked at me like, they're like, are you kidding me?
What if it's like a ship that Rocket stole?
It's just the Guardians. Don't worry about it. Don't question it.
Because we do see them. They're at the end of the Infinity War trailer.
Yes.
And we saw that Thor meets up with them. He has no idea who the fuck they are.
Of course not.
Nobody in this universe does. So, like, I thought... Like, that was my first thought. Like, oh, it's Thanos' ship. They're all gonna die. They're gonna die. But I thought, wait, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not.
I know.
Maybe...
See, that's the problem. I can't think too much of it. This is Civil War all over again. I cannot think too much about the Infinity War trailer or I get really emotional. Like, I'm pretty sure... What's my heart rate right now? No, it's normal. I don't know. I get too... It's too much. It's too much for me.
Yeah, see, I'm just afraid because, like, certain characters gotta start, biting the dust. And
nobody has to die. Just everybody can live.
To.
Everybody can live. That can happen, right?
It can, but it's not going to. I've been going over like a list of characters who I think are safe, and it's a very short list.
Bucky's safe.
Bucky's safe. I think so. Bucky and Sam are safe.
Yeah. Black Panther's safe because let's face it, he's gonna carry the rest of the MCU.
And Natasha as well.
I think so, yeah.
Because she is getting a movie.
Mm-hmm. Ant-Man and Wasp are definitely safe. Literally their film is finished.
Yeah. Doctor Strange.
Mm-hmm.
Who else?
If Wong dies, I will walk out of the theater. That's a lie. I will not leave the theater.
Yeah, but we're talking about major characters.
Yeah, I know. Wong's a major character to me.
Yeah. And I think all of the Guardians, all of them, are going to be okay.
I think all the Defenders will be okay as well.
And and them as well. Every other Avenger,
up for grabs.
I think, except for Vision and Wanda.
You know what? We are not sure what will happen to Vision when the stone leaves his forehead.
You're right. Maybe. I don't know. It's the thing that gave him life. But, but I think Wanda's going to be okay because and I only say that because she has to give birth to Speed and Wiccan.
Yeah. She also has more badass stuff to do.
Yeah, I mean, she's like one of the more powerful heroes.
Yeah. As
well as Thor, but I think Thor lost an eye.
Yeah.
He just has to lose the rest of him too.
I don't think that'll make him any less effective.
No, but
I love in Civil War, the cast got asked like who's the strongest. Everyone without a doubt said Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch would kick everyone's ass.
She took all the cars out of a parking garage.
She did.
And dumped them on Tony.
That was funny.
But we're gonna have to do so much babysitting to pay for those cars.
Yeah. Well.
I hope you got insurance.
Anyway, we're talking about Ragnarok.
All right, we get so excited.
I know.
Ragnarok.
We're just such Marvel trash. We can't help it.
Okay, so Hela is like being psycho bitch.
Love it.
Yeah, it's amazing, and she's with Thor, and they're having a little showdown, and she takes out his eye.
That was really clutch because I did not expect that to happen, and then all of a sudden Thor doesn't have an eye, and I was like, wait, what just happened?
And then she's like, oh, I'm the goddess of death. And it's like, yeah, we heard you.
What are you the god of? Hammers? I fucking love that. You're the god of thunder, dummy. Use it. But I thought that was such a cool thing, too.
Yeah, but lightning came down and not thunder.
I
Because
know.
God of Lightning doesn't sound as awesome as God of Thunder,
That's
but yeah.
true. That's true. But I like that. That's like the kind of sappy shit I really get behind, where it's like, it wasn't the hammer, it was in you all along. You could always do it.
Yay. Yeah, that's basically what happened. And I like that. Because, like, you know, if we think about it, they're all the same. They're all Asgardians. They can all do the same shit.
Yeah. Except for Loki. He's a frost giant, but you know.
He's a frost giant, but he's still, you know,
yeah.
stronger than the average human.
Yes.
And I just think that frost giants and Asgardians are pretty well evenly matched.
Yeah.
Frost giants just look cooler.
Yeah. Loki happens to be a very tiny frost giant.
Yeah, which is, I don't know, was that nurture over nature? I don't know.
Well, I think they said that he was a runt to begin with, so.
A pink frost giant.
Well, he's got that illusionary magic, so.
Yeah. So we got Hela and Thor duking it out, and as well as Hulk and Valkyrie all doing the things with the undead army and whatever else. Then they realize, we get the reason for the movie being called what it's called.
Yeah. The only way to stop her is to destroy Asgard. We totally forgot to mention, behind all of the scenes of this entire movie, Heimdall was keeping the entire Asgardian race alive.
Yes, he was.
Like, dude's holding down the fort.
He's hiding the entire town behind a dark corner.
Yep.
And they get them on a ship to get everybody out of Asgard so they can destroy Asgard.
Yeah.
And that's when they realize, oh, Asgard is not a place.
It's people.
People.
Asgard is her people, which I don't think that it's the right time to have this discussion, but we need I think a separate podcast where we talk about this. But the similarities of that to Inhumans is striking.
Yes.
But that's a discussion for another time.
Well, actually, I just don't want to talk about Inhumans anymore.
Exactly. Me neither. Which is really upsetting because it had so much potential.
But somebody done fucked up. So.
Somebody done fucked up.
The person who done fucked up was the person who fucking put the guy who was in charge of Iron Fist in charge of the fucking show.
Yeah,
but
you should fire that dude.
That's neither here nor there.
Those two were the worst parts of the MCU. Hands down.
But yeah, they put head of flamey guy in Eternal Flame, which Loki has to go do it.
Yeah.
Which means he has to go into the treasure room.
Oh, that was a beautiful scene. Because Loki literally was that meme of the guy holding hands with his girlfriend and looking back at the hot chick. He literally became that meme when he looks at the Tesseract.
And he took it. It was ambiguous whether or not he took it or not. But we all know. We all know
he took it. Like, it's in the trailer for Infinity Wars. Even if it wasn't, we all knew he took it.
Yeah. Yeah, and then he puts the thing in. He puts head in flame, and then giant lava monster rises out of the mountain.
Yeah.
And he makes like some stupid speech that I wasn't paying attention to.
Yeah, something about I am the end of Asgard and all you hold dear or whatever. I don't know.
But you're gonna be trapped here forever.
Yeah. And the thing, he takes Hela down.
I don't think he did though.
No, and what further cements my thought of that is that the wiki says he seemingly defeats Hela.
There was no body. There was no body, and it was in the water.
Exactly. She falls into like the cracks in the city,
and then she crawls out of it, and it's like, oh no, the sun is rising. Why didn't they make that joke?
I don't know.
I just thought of that. So when lava fire guy, so like okay, picture this. Like I'm gonna like rewrite the movie for a second.
Go for it.
So the showdown happens at like nighttime. and like I don't know, there's like some time crunch. It's like, oh, we got to do this like before sunrise, and then they're like, oh no, the sun is rising, and then the actual like lava monster thingy, whatever his name is, comes out from behind the mountain. Like, it's not the sun, it's this thing.
Good, excellent. Reshoot that now.
Yep. Just go back and film it on my phone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So they escape. They get on the ship, and
Scourge, guy. Yeah.
Scourge sacrifices himself so the ship gets away.
Mm-hmm.
Which,
with Des and Troy.
Yeah, which seemed to me a little weird. Just because it seemed like an unnecessary sacrifice.
Yeah.
A little bit. Like, I can see why he would need to stay to hold them off, but yeah, I don't know. Some of that just felt weird. I mean, it was clearly meant to be like, here's this asshole who sided with the crazy overlord. Here's his redemption.
But we could have done that without having him die.
Yeah.
Like, who's going to take care of his stuff?
I don't know. Well, whoever will take care of that shake weight, it needs to be fed twice a day. Shake weights are so weird, man. I still can't believe that's an actual thing in the world.
It's a thing.
Yeah. And then Thor and Loki have a really touching scene where he's like, "You're not really standing here with me," and Loki's like, "Yes, I am." It's like, brothers, continue to love each other.
Yeah, that's nice. And this is what. So the whole thing comes back to home, where all these people are they're in a ship together.
Yeah. It's
like really crowded. There's like probably one bathroom.
Ugh.
But it doesn't matter where they are because this is their home.
Yeah.
And Thor's at home, and Valkyrie's back home, and Bruce has found a home, and Loki has accepted that this is his home. Everyone has found a home.
Loki has stopped being an angsty teen, and he's grown up a little bit. So proud.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Oh, and Korg and
Mick.
What was it? Yeah, Mick. He was like, Mick's dead.
I'm Korg. This is Mick.
He's dead.
We're gonna start a revolution.
Yeah. He's like, oh wait, he's not dead.
Oh, he's not dead. So that was a rock paper scissors joke. Because Mick had blades for hands, and Korg, who is a rock man, stepped on him. Rock beats scissors. And his revolution, the first time, got taken down because there weren't enough pamphlets, so paper beats rock. He is one big rock, paper, scissors joke, and I love it.
And it's fucking stupid. And
it's so dumb, and I love him so much. Oh, Mick's alive!
I want a meet and greet with Korg and Mick. But instead we have one, instead at Disneyland we have a meet and greet for Thor and Loki, which is also just as awesome. But,
I saw pictures of them.
Just look up for anybody who's like curious, just look up videos of Disneyland, Thor and Loki, and it's just videos of them making fun of each other.
I'll have to watch these because I've only seen pictures.
Yeah. And then every so often, whoever is doing the video, who's meeting them, Spider-Man will walk past, or maybe Captain America will walk past them going to their meet and greet area, and they're like, "Hey, look at the stupid kid in spandex."
Oh my goodness.
And then Thor's like, "You're not an Avenger." He's like, "I am now."
I am too. Man, and this whole movie, Thor and Banner don't know what happened.
They don't.
Civil War. They are like gonna come back and be like, "Guys, what happened to the Avengers? What happened?"
He's like, "Wait, so like, are we still getting pizza?"
What was shawarma, guys?
Yes, shawarma.
Throwbacks. I actually have shawarma in my
No,
fridge.
no, but like, let's talk about that for a minute. Like, what
Yeah.
has happened that these guys don't know about?
Civil War.
Civil War happened.
The Sokovia Accords happened.
The Sokovia Accords happened. There's some new members on the team.
Yes.
We have Black Panther.
Yeah.
There's now Black Panther.
Yeah.
And so there was a prison, but now they're out of prison. Now I'm still wondering if it's just, I don't know if Steve and Bucky are in Wakanda, but are they also there with? Okay, I don't. Hawkeye
The ones they broke out of prison was Hawkeye, Scarlet Witch, Ant-Man, and
Sam.
So those 4
Where
are
are
the
they?
ones they broke out of prison.
Are they? Because Ant-Man is not in Wakanda.
No.
But he's
not that we know
still.
of. I mean, we don't know.
Well, yeah. Again, we don't know.
Because my assumption
he has another movie coming out.
Yes.
When does that take place? And you're still you're technically a criminal. Well, you were a criminal before, but
no, they're all like super criminals now.
like literally super criminals.
Yeah.
So how does that work? Because like I would assume, because Wakanda's cut off from the rest of the world, and Wakanda did not sign the Sokovia Accords. So if they're in Wakanda, then they're fine.
Well, Wakanda was gonna sign,
but now they didn't.
Signed. I mean, I don't see why Wakanda wouldn't sign.
I know. I remember reading somewhere that they didn't sign it, or did I just make that up? I'm pretty sure I remember hearing that.
Whether they signed it or not, T'Challa is obviously granting them asylum there.
Well, yeah, but like, you know, even if they did sign it, and like, you know, the government was coming for them, they're not gonna find it.
That was actually I loved that post-credit scene in Civil War when T'Challa's just like, let them try to come.
Yeah, because like,
come and take him. Let them try.
Nobody knows how to get to Wakanda except for people who've already been there.
And even if, you know, a delegation or whatever from somewhere else came, I'm not going to show you where Bucky is. Like, I don't know what, you know.
He's underground.
Yeah. They're protecting that precious cinnamon roll.
Mm-hmm. Cinnamon roll. So that's going to be interesting to see them come back. Yeah. And they're like, all this shit happened, and like, you know, Infinity Stone's there, and like, who has who?
Because we have trailers now for 3 movies that are coming out this year.
Yeah.
The problem is going to be what order things happen in. Yeah, exactly. How it all fits together. And I mean, Red Bandit says in the Ant-Man trailer he's got an ankle bracelet. We don't know it's an ankle bracelet because of the things he did with Cap. We don't have that information yet.
Maybe it's like
it could be something else.
So we know that for the heroes who have signed the Sokovia Accords, they're only allowed to go on missions that the government sends them on.
Yeah.
So maybe they've made a deal with Scott, and also I keep forgetting her name. It's not Janet. Not Janet.
No, it's Hope.
Hope. So maybe they have, you know, maybe they've like, you know, got out for good behavior, and like they're allowed to like go on mission. Maybe I don't even know if this is a government mission that they're going on in this next movie, but if it is, then maybe that's what that ankle bracelet's for.
I have a feeling part of Infinity Wars is going to be the government saying, "Don't go on this mission," and even Iron Man is going to turn to them and say, "Go fuck yourself."
Mm-hmm. Like, what are we supposed to do?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we do have trailers for this, and like I'm just trying to find clues in these trailers, and I can't find anything that alludes to like, you know, where people stand at this point. The only thing I got out of this Ant-Man and Wasp trailer is that there's a giant ass Hello Kitty head about to crush somebody.
What I got out of it is Hope is going to be a fucking badass.
Yeah, and
she already was. She already is. It's going to be even better.
because like Scott's an idiot.
Of course he is. He's an adorable idiot, though.
Yeah.
Like, we love him
But
for it, but...
yeah. But she's like, if there was going to be like, let's just imagine for a moment the Avengers actually interview people to be a part of the Avengers. They would pick Hope over Scott.
Yeah.
The only reason why they didn't is because she didn't have her suit then.
Yeah. And I mean, the only reason also is, I almost called him Anthony Mackie. Sam only knew about Scott, so.
Yeah.
And only because Scott showed up and kicked his ass.
Yeah, but then he found him because Luis had a friend who he met at an art museum, who met some guy at a bar, who met some woman at the bar, who was like a writer, who was like a reporter, who was like crazy stupid, and
he needs. They need to start doing their Marvel shorts again.
And
one of them needs to be Luis.
So Disney, you're doing this streaming service and you're doing this live action Marvel series that you announced that you're doing. Can we do? It doesn't have to be a superhero show. It doesn't have to be a spy show. It doesn't have to be no espionage show. Just a sitcom of Luis and his friends.
Yeah. Or just like have him explain shit. Just like have him do a rundown of something. Anything. So funny.
Today we're talking about taxes. And he never talks about taxes. He talks about how he was going to an office to do his taxes. And how he bought some ice cream. And then on the way to get some ice cream...
It has to involve a family member, though. Like, he always brings in one of his cousins or something.
No, it turns out, he went to get some ice cream. And then it turns out that he had to go and visit one of his cousins who was in the hospital who broke her leg. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, how'd you break her leg? And then she goes into a story about how she broke her leg, how she was going to go get ice cream at the same place that he was going to go get ice cream. And then she saw a baby on the roof. And then so she had to go on top of the building to go save the baby. And then she went to go into the elevator, but the elevator was out of service. So then she had to go shimmy up the elevator shaft. And then they're like, oh, so you broke your leg because you fell down the elevator shaft? She's like, no, I didn't fall out of the elevator shaft. I got up to like as high as I could. And then I climbed up out of the window to climb back on top of the roof. And that's when you broke your leg? No, pay attention. I got on top of the roof and then I went in to see the baby, but it wasn't a baby. It was actually just a cat. He's like, then how'd you break your leg? Oh, I came in here for a checkup and I broke my leg while trying to get up onto this pedestal.
That's canon now.
That's happened.
It happened.
We don't know.
Yeah, so that's the Ragnarok. The thing we're missing is the post-credit scene with the Grandmaster, who encounters his subjects who are still rebelling.
Yep. I love this character, but I say that because it's not a character, it's Jeff Goldblum.
It really is.
I would love it if they brought him back. I don't think they are going
Here's
to.
The thing. The Collector and the Grandmaster are brothers.
Yes, but we haven't seen the Collector.
Huh?
We haven't seen the Collector, though.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
I feel like we're gonna need to see the Collector, because we do not know where the Aether is, and the last time the Aether was seen was in his. He was taking it into his collection.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen the Collector since, so I think that's important. And...
Okay. Well, because his whole collection is like exposed to the world. People probably just took the shit that they could and probably sold it somewhere. Howard the Duck escaped. We know that.
Yes.
He's on that snowy planet where the robot whores work. And Cosmo the space dog, he wandered out of there and ended up on Earth, and now he's at Disneyland in the line of Guardians of the Galaxy ride.
But the Collector had to know the most valuable thing that he had in that collection was the Aether. I feel like if there's anything he could have gotten away with, it would have been that.
Yeah, I mean, he had to have stored it somewhere.
Yeah, because it wasn't on display like the rest of his items
why,
were.
why would it be?
Exactly.
I feel like he would put it on display, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's a possibility we see both the Collector and the Grandmaster again.
I'm just trying to think of a scenario where that happens.
I would love a scene with the two of them and they're just bickering because I get the impression they were brothers that did not get along.
They weren't. Because, like, well, the Grandmaster, for whatever reason, doesn't have a family.
Yeah.
Or so. I don't know what happened. Maybe it was a prank, and the Collector...
A prank gone wrong.
It was, yeah, he's like... They're like, where's your brother? I don't know. He ran away. Maybe he did run away. You know, backstories, many backstories, and I like that. Because, like, I do love this character. That a Collector, and I don't really care about him as a character, but he's, like, really interesting just because of all the stuff he has. I thought I was thinking about this. So there was Adam Warlock, who has not shown up in the MCU yet.
Yes.
Not in a corporeal form.
No.
His like cocoon was in the Collector's collection, but they've since confirmed that wasn't him.
Yeah.
The actual cocoon we saw at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy 2, who was being created by
Crazy Lady.
Crazy Golden Aisha, Queen of Golden people. Mm-hmm. So he's coming.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of
Guardians movie though.
Yeah, I'm getting excited because we have a lot of these. There's a lot of pieces that we've seen in other movies and we've seen in this movie that I'm waiting will all come together. I mean, obviously we have to get, past this big thing, the pretty big thing that's coming, which is Infinity War and the other Infinity War movie. So I like that we're building up to bigger things that lead to even bigger things. And we're setting up characters that could possibly make a return, because I think Hela's coming back, Valkyrie's coming back, Thor's coming back, Loki's coming back. They're all coming back, and like Hulk needs to have our Bruce, the person, the man, the Doctor, has to have we have to have a nice reunion with all the other team members. Mm-hmm. And I like to think, I don't know, let's do this for a moment, because Thor and Bruce were not part of Civil War. What team do you think they would have been on?
I have no idea.
See, it's hard, but I think Thor would be on Steve's side, just because I feel like Steve and Thor are good drinking buddies.
They actually are. From that was Ultron, yeah, the Tony's party.
Yeah.
They actually did drink that like Asgardian whiskey or whatever together.
Yeah. But also, I think Thor might be intimidated by Steve. Because, we saw a little thing, the little nudge with Mjolnir and Steve. Y'all remember that?
Oh, yeah.
I have a theory. So I have a theory that
it's not when they were... It's not an issue anymore.
No, it's not. But, like, I have a theory that when they were all, like, trying to move the thing, that Steve was, like, he's like, oh, yeah, I'll try to pull it, but, like, I'm not actually going to, like, move it.
Yeah.
And he actually did move it, like, a little bit. I have a theory that he could actually pick up the whole thing, but when he realized he can lift it up a little bit, he's like, oh, shit. No, like, put it back down. That's like, I don't know, that's just my crazy crack theory that it might be true. I think he can lift it. I honestly think he can.
Yeah. We'll never know now, though.
But yeah, we won't, which is kind of sad.
Well, I mean, I guess if you can pick Thor up, then you're good.
I guess.
I'm sure Steve can pick Thor up, so.
Now, I think Bruce would be on Tony's side.
Probably. But
Um,
I'm like really really grateful that they weren't around
they
for it, just
because they
because
would
of
kill everybody.
exactly the nature of their powers is just too much.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
Scarlet Witch is already a lot, but then there's
yeah.
Vision. Vision kind of balances her out in that regard.
Actually, I think Wanda could kill everybody in that room.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Because yeah, um, I think like Wanda could blink, and then Thor's brain would explode. Now I think Bruce definitely has to have a reunion with Natasha, and we need to like follow up on like what's going on with them because they're adorable. Um, and I don't, because some people don't like them together. I actually do. Because I want my Avengers to be happy. um,
Yeah.
and like I think it's nice the little relationship that they had. Like it was building up to something, and it's been a while since we've seen all these characters together because like we've come so far. Seeing these characters in the first Avengers movie, and like they didn't get along at first, but then like they were all buddy buddy, and like they were they did the Avenger Circle thing, and
Yeah.
they fought the people, and they did the damn thing, and they had a nice lunch after, and they're like hey family, and then in the second movie they were all friends and like having parties and like just doing stupid shit.
I
It was
mean,
fun,
they've always had their disagreements. Every movie, they've always had their disagreements.
but
They always fight over something.
and then even if it's like stupid shit,
Yeah.
but they always came
Stupid
back
shit,
to
like building a murder bot.
yeah, great job, Tony. See, Tony causes a lot of problems, and like he doesn't want to admit that.
Most of the problems he solves, he caused.
Yeah, and also, y'all remember Tony's vision from Age of Ultron?
Yeah, yeah, the
I
set.
don't like, I don't like it.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't like it.
I mean,
But
as we know from Thor's vision, it's not what you see is not exactly what you get, but there was some
no.
truth to it. Which
And what we, I want to see, like what all these mean, like the vision that they have. I want to see what they mean, like how they come into play, and like I want to see Cap's vision come true because Peggy's in it, and like they're back in the time that he was supposed to be in, and they could have been happy, and they could
here's
have
the
been
thing.
dancing, and they could have had an apartment.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Both Natasha and Steve's visions were of the past.
Yes.
So I don't think we're ever gonna see that. But
We're not.
Thor and Tony's were of the future.
They were, but I just like I don't know. I just want Peggy back in this universe anyway. She can be.
Agent Carter and an Agent Carter series. It's the only way we're gonna get her back.
Yeah, I know. But we're not going to get her back. Like, but she and Steve are not going to like. Well, we don't know. Time gems work. I don't know how they're going to establish how that works.
Oh
but like,
God, I'm not looking forward to that.
I'm not looking forward to that. I am because if it
Time
gets
travel
Peggy,
bullshit.
if we get back to the thing, like I have the scene. I have the scene in my head. I filmed it on my phone. I'm going to film it on my phone. I'm going to send it to like people at Marvel. I'm like, here, put the scene. And it's like, we don't need that scene. Like, yes, you do. Where Steve, some weird shit with the time gem happens, and he goes back to the time where it's after he crashed into the ice, and Peggy still has hope that he might be alive, but she ultimately knows that he's not, and she's waiting at the club, at the bar by herself. And then their song comes on, and she's waiting for him, and he's there staring at her through the window, but he can't go inside because that's going to fuck up the fabric of time, so he has to go back.
Why do you want that? You were just complaining about how nobody gets to be happy, and you want him to actively be sad.
I want him to be sad so I can have a good cry.
We just need a good cry.
I just want to get a cry, so because I haven't
careful
cried.
what you wish for though.
I know, but I just want that scene just so I can, because I don't know why, but I want them to break my heart again. Because when Peggy died in Civil War, I of course I was bawling, and this bullshit relationship between Steve and Sharon, I don't like it.
It's not bullshit. I'll defend it.
I don't
even give a shit.
No, I don't like it. I don't like it.
Anyway, it's not Ragnarok.
No, It's not Ragnarok, but you know what else is not Ragnarok? Captain Marvel, which is coming out.
Yes.
I just want to talk about that.
We think. I say we. I mean the internet thinks she might be in the next Avengers.
Maybe. Because we're getting into more cosmic stuff, and like, you know, this movie even went a bit more cosmic. I was hoping we would get like, I'm hoping even in this, or I was hoping maybe in like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., we got more like Captain Marvel, like clues or something, like little things alluding to Captain Marvel. We still haven't gotten anything. What we did get is this ugly ass suit for Captain Marvel. We got set photos
It's
of.
not that ugly.
It's ugly. Okay,
It's
so here's
not
the.
that ugly.
It's gross. It's gross. This is
It's
not
not
flattering.
that.
This is disgusting. It's green. It doesn't even have like the proper colors of, and like I understand like you got to like change things for like adaptations, but like this doesn't even remotely resemble the thing. Look at that. Look.
It's literally her costume, but green.
I don't know.
That's.
Yeah, I don't. No.
I don't get it. I think it looks fine.
No, fucking Power. This isn't Power Rangers. It's like Power Rangers when it was like, you know, low budget in that one Disney era. I didn't like it.
All right.
Thor was a good movie.
There was a great movie. I feel like I have one more thing to say about it. But I think I have aired most of my opinions on it.
I just love Thor and Loki. I love their brotherly relationship. I love how it's grown.
Yes. Someone put side by sides of Thor and Loki looking at each other. The flashbacks of when they were children, and then when they're looking at each other in the elevator, and it's like the same facial expressions, and it kills me. It kills me dead. Right in the feels.
I've seen a lot of the fans of the MCU are awesome. They make awesome comics, like awesome AU comics and awesome like missing scene comics. And there's a lot of like missing scene comics where people like just draw like pictures or like draw little comic strips of like their childhood. I've seen some people, I need to find this again. I've seen some people draw situations in where they've had to use get help.
Oh god.
In certain situations.
Yeah.
It's
the first instance of get help. Oh my god, can we talk about the thing about the snake?
Oh, snake.
Thor tells the story about how Loki posed as a snake.
Yeah.
And then he turns back into Loki and stabs him. Oh my god. And there was clearly a lot of ad-libbing in this movie, which worked to their benefit, and it was fantastic.
I'm not mad about it.
No, not at all. Not at all. Worked to their benefit.
I think this is what Thor has been missing, and I think it's what Thor needs to be.
Yeah.
We tried the dark shit, it ain't working. Save the dark stuff for the event movies.
Yeah. Like Civil War, like Infinity Wars, and I mean, even in Civil War there was humor.
Yeah, but like there was significantly less of it. With our Thor movies, we don't need that.
No.
The dire circumstances and the stakes were definitely meaningful, but they approached it in a very comedic way, and I love that.
Yeah.
And so, and this movie just has me excited.
It's it's heartwarming.
I mean, all of them, all the movies are. Like, you know, say what you want about Thor: The Dark World, and say what you want about, like, you know, maybe some like the lesser, what some people consider the lesser Marvel movies, such as, you know, maybe like Iron Man 3. They always had there was always like maybe one or two scenes in the movie where like, I'm glad I saw the movie for that. But this movie was like filled with all of those.
Yeah.
Filled with a bunch of scenes where like I love that scene, I love this scene, I love this scene, I love this scene, I love the moment between these two people and these two people. I loved all. I really loved all.
Bruce throwing himself out of the ship only to face plant on the Bifrost. I know. Jake. I hate you, Skype. Yeah, I loved the Hulk faceplant. Really freaking funny. we were just about at the end, so I think I'm just gonna wrap it up and apologize to Jake. Oh, bye Skype. You didn't see nothing, guys. Don't worry about it. So that's our podcast. You can find Jake and all his giggles and gore and monsters and mayhem at Jacob Salazar on YouTube. Tweeted him throughout the week, throughout the life at To Nowhere Land, TONOWHERELEND. Join the Nowhere Land Society. You can find me at Cleomoto on Twitter, and I reopened my Etsy. I make Disney princess crowns and Wonder Woman tiaras, so go check out my Etsy. Thank you guys so much for watching, listening to us talk about Thor and other MCU bullshit. Yeah, sorry about that internet failure. This guy can go fuck itself.